Mr. Miyagi's on the backside. Ruts, ruts, ruts. Let's see if it tore up my newly repaired one. We hear you, Rooster Man.
Our little rooster just crowed. That was cute.
I opened the door this morning. They came out and they got wormies.
Did they?
Yeah, I was able to sneak them to him before the guineas knew.
Oh, good job.
I spoiled the chickens a little bit. They can't free range. There it was again. It's getting better. He's gone through puberty, I think.
Oh my.
Hey guys, welcome back to Doss Acres.
I'm Shannon.
I'm Shannon.
I have to jump in and say that because you always forget to tell them who we are.
I'm Kyle. This is Shannon, and this is our wet and wonderful 20 acres. It's rainy season. We live in the Midwest. We live right under the jet stream, and so we get storms every year. That's all we've ever known, right?
Yeah.
And last time we got the big rainstorm, I got new ruts in my driveway.
Not bad though, really.
Nope, I repaired them, and I tried to leave the edge there a little harder. See how I cut into the dirt? Hoping the water would flow over there better, but clearly it says, no, we want to be on the driveway. That's part of it. I'm not complaining. It means I get to run the tractor.
Hey, I checked the rain gauge just a little bit ago.
How much was it?
It was almost 2 inches, and my dad had texted me yesterday telling me how much they got. So I dumped it when I did check it yesterday. So that means this rain we just got, like overnight, yesterday afternoon and overnight, was 2 inches.
2 inches.
That's a lot.
But you dumped it with how much before?
It was like 3/4 of an inch.
Okay, so about 3 inches over the course of a couple days, but yesterday alone was like 2 inches.
Yeah.
Whew. You guys following
Yesterday
that?
and last night.
I need my coffee to kick in a little bit
Gosh,
harder.
this is the most we have ever seen.
One of these days, my wife is gonna let me fulfill my dream of putting clay in there and turning that into a permanent pond.
One of these days, your wife is gonna let you fulfill your dreams.
You heard it here.
Golly.
Now that we've got the steers, it really got me thinking, and I've talked to some of my neighbors that live over that way who ran a lot of cattle. This area is my yard. This is my favorite part of landscaped earth out here. We've got a little bit up that way, but it's really rocky. And right here, we spent a lot of time in the first, golly, well, I don't know.
First several months.
It's never stopped. But all of this was grown up and disgusting. You couldn't see any of this. It wasn't nice and beautiful. It looks like a park now, if I'm being honest. But this impromptu pond, right through there, you can see we get streams of water from all the higher land. There's another one of those that comes down through about right here. It's a path that our deer take.
We'll find out how deep it is.
You going fishing?
Are you gonna go swimming, Bruno?
This is my bathtub. I'm really happy about this because when I woke him up this morning, I noticed there was some kind of brown substance on the back of his leg. Not from him, but while he was working last night, he got into a mess.
Okay, that's pretty deep.
I love how he actually tries to pick his feet up out of it. Oh, Bruno,
Go
man.
swimming in there so we can really see how deep it is, Bruno.
He says, I gotta investigate it first.
That's so funny.
But this would be an ideal area for cattle. You know, especially the way we're running them, just a few for our own meat production. But I love my yard. So I don't know if I could ever give that up. However, if we had a pond here, that'd be another wonderful way to keep them, you know, they got water all the time and they can cool off when it's real hot out.
That's true.
So we're gonna think logically, nothing to do with fun and getting a little dinghy to put in there and float around on.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, we love it. But yeah, if there's a flash flood warning, we got a pond. You can bank on it. And Bruno likes to go up the stream over here. I wanna see what this looks like. We have a lot of standing dead trees. I don't know what has gone on over the past few years out here, but a lot of the trees out in the woods, we're trying to kind of thin it out so that we're taking the saplings and things away from the big trees that need more nourishment, more water. And with the winds yesterday, it ripped through. Shannon was down in the camper. I was up drinking my coffee with Bruno, and I don't think we were quite prepared for that much of a storm.
I wasn't prepared. I was in the shower and all of a sudden the camper starts rocking and I'm like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah, we had the awning out, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet, and I'm texting her like, babe, hey, you got to get the awning in. I could see it lifting the awning and the kind of the front side of the camper. And it was, I have to admit, in the years that we've been out here, I forget how many, 3.5?
3.5.
3.5 years, I think that was the worst storm we've seen as far as tornadic, likeliness.
Yeah, I agree with
Tornadic
that.
likelihood. The likelihood of a tornado coming.
How many different ways are you gonna say it?
I got 5 more if you're ready.
No, I don't. Turn it around. Let's look at some water.
Look at this. It just carves this through here very beautifully on its own. That water is moving just a little bit.
The really cool thing though is that this isn't even the only place it does this.
Uh-uh.
I've got another place to show you that it's running pretty good.
Yeah.
So pretty.
Well, and the lay of the land, you see how the elevation goes up drastically. I think I've calculated at about 40 to 60 feet from where we are. We are about at the lowest point. I think the lowest point's on the other side of the driveway, on the other side of Goatville. And I'm gonna preface what I'm about to say with something. Tornadoes can happen anywhere. In fact, about 13 years ago, there was one in Joplin, the city right over there. It was an EF5, like over a mile wide. And it did not matter what terrain was in front of it, they're coming through. That's my preface. However, where we are located, historically, the weather, something about where we are on the jet stream, the storms like to split and go north of us and south of us. And so we're very blessed right here that what came through yesterday, we were at the eye of the storm, but it had just split. So just south of here and north of here, there were high tornado warnings. It was really gross, straight line winds, and we had some of those come across the land. That's what was making the camper rock, but our land is not conducive for a small tornado touchdown. Because of the valleys, because of how it all goes up and down and the wind and updraft, it's not inviting them to touch here. But like I said, they can be big enough that it does not matter. So I don't play like we're safe. We're very cautious, and yeah, but we're very blessed. I was very thankful the way the storms went the way they did yesterday, and the family was all safe. We were texting.
We seem to be in an area where it always splits. I mean, like, for some reason, right here, it always goes north and south.
But remember the preface, we know that does not mean it always will.
Yeah.
So we're safe, we pay close attention. We pay real close attention to the weather out here because we live in a camper and a cabin.
Gosh, look how pretty this is, though.
You want to traverse this? I know it's
so
rough.
Calming.
Processing.
I don't want to go that way.
No? Okay. We'll go back the easier path. Bruno man, what'd you find? Everything. Uh-oh, we're
I
being
just heard
stopped.
a cat.
Oh, look at this little creepo coming through the woods.
Oh, they both are. Here comes Mr. Miyagi, too.
That's adorable. Oh, he just spotted the broom man.
They are so funny how they follow us.
These two are getting more and more comfortable being out here. For one, he knows he can kick his tail. And you guys have seen that a lot. So he's kind of their protector. You notice how Mr. Miyagi hangs back just a little ways. Mr. Miyagi will just tree himself. He doesn't put up a fight. Now, he'll get a good left hook in first, but...
Look at his nose.
Broom man, dude.
Bruno. Oh.
Tell him, tell him, Kit Kat.
That's a Kit Kat.
Our owls are watching us too. Did you hear
they
that?
are. He just wants him to play with him so bad. Look, Mr. Miyagi's like, I don't want any part of this. Dogs are dumb.
Oh, look at there. He's going the distance. Kit's running them all the way back to their tarp.
Oh my God.
They are building their relationship. No, we cannot document all of it because this happens every single day, multiple times. I will say though, the last few mornings, I go up and get my coffee, hang out with Bruno, get him out. The moment we walked out the front door, did it to Shannon too, Mr. Miyagi's sitting on the four-wheeler, sitting right there on our fire pit, and he's just waiting.
Meow. Mr. Miyagi yesterday was sitting on our shoe rack right outside the camper even. Just, hey, I'll take some attention. It was pretty cute.
We love them. They're coming around. And
Yeah.
they're building a relationship. Bruno's just still puppy. And, you know, could I force train him to do a better job? Probably. But that's no fun. They're dogs, they're cats. I don't want to turn him into a robot dog that just waits for my every command. I like his natural abilities.
And his personality.
Very much so.
Golly, this is just so much water. I'm just shocked.
It is. And you know what?
Oh, look.
Zoom, 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 zoom. Whoa! Bruno man,
Hey, we're not squirrel hunting right now. We're gonna go to the other trail.
Squirrel hunting.
Come on, let's go to the other trail.
That tree he's standing by is a big old hollow white oak. On the back side, it's wide open, and down here is a little hole. You can actually see sunlight through it on a sunny day, and that is a squirrel sanctuary. So he loves to come tree him. What do you think, buddy?
Come on, Bruno.
In fact, yesterday, you're gonna hate me for this. Some of you, you're gonna have to get over it though, because it's real life, real country life. I had Bruno out on the trail, and he started going off chasing something through the woods and finally landed at a tree, and I was like, oh, he got him a squirrel or something. No, it was a very angry, very large possum. I like possums. Lot of benefits.
Hi, goaties.
Hi, guys.
Good morning.
You're happy you get a little break in the rain. We got more coming, and we got more storms this afternoon, but I don't think it's quite as severe as yesterday. Hi, Bluesy. She's watching Bruno. So Bruno had treed him a possum inside of a hollow stump that we have out there. And I'm very proud of him for that, because right now especially, and now that we've got the chickens, the predators are gonna start moving a little bit more. In fact, you heard while we were down there, I hope you could hear it.
They're out.
Well, they are for a moment until Bruno's gonna scare the beaks off of them. I don't know where he went. He gets a little rambunctious on the outside of their pen. But I want him to know, yes, possums, raccoons, keep them away. And I promise, anything that moves on this land, he has to meet it, greet it, and sometimes eat it. That's a reality.
Hi, chickie chicks.
Hi, birds. I can't help but call them
You can't call them
birds.
birds.
I'm trying.
Hi, chickie chicks.
Let's see if B-Man will let us go in. Great. Thanks, buddy. You're a stinker. This is my next big training session right here, guys. He just gets too amped up on the outside of this run. And they go back in, but I did come out early this morning and gave him worms and talked to him. They enjoyed it.
Hey, since we're standing in here, let's talk about this run for just a minute.
The pain in our side, is that what it is? A thorn in our side? No, it's not. It's okay.
No, it's just the run. So we have our automatic chicken door is coming. It should be delivered today,
I know.
actually.
It's been about a week now.
I'm really excited to get that. And then I'm gonna bring this up on camera because it's something I want Kyle to do and he doesn't want to do it, but he did offer it as a solution for me and then he kind of backed off.
Wait,
so,
are you about to bring up our ongoing conversation, private conversation? So we're gonna omit emotions and talk logically?
Yeah.
I'll do my best. Before you move on though, that is our temporary chicken run door. I come out in the morning, take that off, and then of an evening when the guineas go to roost themselves, I come out and cover that back up. So yes, they are safe at night. Please proceed.
Okay, so Chad was super generous to give us these panels and he has more that we need to go get to extend the run out a little bit. But because it's taller than the coop, it doesn't line up very well over here. So, and you guys tell me if this is a good idea or a bad idea. I'm trying to convince Kyle to cut one panel. That's it, just one panel, only one panel. I can't stress that enough, only one panel.
Oh, we got your stress there, huh? Yeah.
So that I can line it up right here and it'll come under the roof right here and then we can extend it out. And then on this side, oh, hi. Hi, Chicky.
Somebody commented that they want us to call him Ralph.
And Rufus.
Ralph the rooster. That's funny.
And then on this side, we have it kind of temporarily secured right up here, but it still leaves a gap because of the eave. So I just want to bring it in to like right here, just wherever we can so that it lines up and attach it against this wall right here. Take it back.
Well, what you're also kind of skipping is Trevor and I went, remember when we moved all of these into position?
Yes.
And then we went through and tightened every single one of those little things that holds them together?
Yeah.
It's fun. So even just to move that a couple of feet this way means all these got to come back unless we can bubble them out just a little bit.
They can all come back. I have ideas. I think I know what's going to make it easier. Okay, and then
Rufus
on to
really
my
wants
next
to
thing.
talk to you.
I wish you would let me pet them. I need to spend some time in here so they'll actually let me hold them and touch them.
Yeah, we need to get...
haven't had the time.
I know, and we need to get some things that we can sit down.
Yeah.
So that, you know, because I can't kneel down that long without my... Bruno, man, settle down, buddy.
I need some wormies. He will eat out of my hand. I've had him eating out of my hand.
Yeah, I had 2 or 3 of them this morning, dude. It was all the hens.
Okay, so then here's my next idea.
Wait, we got to stop there and get my side, right?
Okay, let's hear your side.
My main concern with doing that, and I know there are so many different chicken coops out there and setups and things, I feel like someday she's going to want the coop inside the run completely. Because when it gets real hot out, we might need to open the front door and have the little run door on the back open so they can go in for safety if they need to. Maybe. I don't know. So
I don't want the coop inside the run.
Oh. Well, my concern is if I cut this panel and then we decide later we do want it that way, then I have a cut panel and it's going to mess with me and my OCD. But I'm working on it. I'm reading books, I'm meditating, I'm trying to just get over it and cut a panel for you.
There's a lot of ideas that we've waited a really long time to do out here, and then we finally pulled the trigger and did them. We're like, man, that was the best thing we ever did. Why didn't we do that earlier?
Like
I
putting
think
the
this
coop
is one of them.
inside the run?
No,
Oh, okay.
like making a rock path up to the cabin.
That was a huge one.
That was a big one. So I think we should do it.
It's a work in progress is what we're getting at. And yes, we know we need coverage and all that stuff, but most of the time right now they're spending in the coop, especially when the storms and rain are here. And again, we're establishing that coop, Bruno, as their safe space, and I think very clearly they're showing you that they believe that. So we're doing really good on the coop training as far as them knowing that's where we go. They've got plenty of room out here to come out, eat some grass, hang out, and they will between the showers and whatnot, but it's not done in one day.
No, it's not done in one day. And I don't know if you guys can see this. Kyle's head is taller than the panels.
Just my head?
So my other idea, and I'm just gonna throw this out there, is I think it would be cool to get these all lined up straight, make it more rectangle, and then have Kyle build a little pony wall. And I've got some clamps like those right there, that I think that we can basically run a 2x4 across the top, clamp it right here to keep it in place, and have a pony wall come off of it. Not that much, maybe like, I don't know, 12 inches. And then put runners across the top of it, and then we can actually secure it with hardware cloth or chicken wire or an actual roof, whatever we decide to do. But that one's gonna take
Bruno,
a lot of convincing
settle.
of him.
Okay, well, I'm already gonna change that plan on you. No, we can't put a pony wall up there, babe.
Why?
But we could do corner supports like I talked about with like a pole barn style, like we did for the shelter down there, and just have them on the corners and then run a support down the middle and make it like this.
Coming down to here?
Yeah. Because then if I'm standing here and there's an angle, I'll still be clear. And I promise I won't ever be this close to where it'll upset me that it's right there. You're not gonna get a 2x4 to stabilize on these uneven posts and things. Plus, look at this.
But don't you think that the 2x4 will sturdy it?
Nope.
This is why nothing's been done yet, guys.
We're in the design phase. There's that, you can't say nothing's been done. We're in the design phase and we're learning what works best for us, but we don't have to rush to do it because we're not making a short or a reel to put out there that shows from start to finish how to get your chicken coop run set up.
No, I'm just trying to get our chickens secure and safe so that something doesn't attack them from overhead.
Yeah, like me. We're working on it, guys. We're working on it. You're seeing real life. Okay, more to come on the chickens. Just wanted you to know, we talk and think about it a lot every day. Design phase, it's intentional, one day at a time. We gotta go get those other panels from Chad so we know exactly how big the run's gonna be and decide if she wants to put the coop inside the run, because she's clearly debating it.
I don't.
Oh, hey, this is real life, guys, okay? That's how it goes. Eventually we'll compromise and do exactly what Shannon wants to do.
And I was gonna say, we don't agree right now, so that's why no decision has been made.
Did you see that polite argument right there in front of y'all? That's how you do marriage. It always goes like that.
Hey, before we go on the next trail,
Wait,
I put my
wait.
cup down.
Oh no, you gotta carry it.
It's empty.
Hey, by the way, every morning for the past, since the guineas have been laying, the Brood Man has been getting their scrambled eggs and he loves them. He is super duper high energy and has a lot of jobs out here. And so he needs protein. And honestly, we're still learning how much rest he needs throughout the day, but as that's supplementing the Mave raw dog food that we give him. That is a raw dog food company that is human grade, protein rich food that gives him the energy that he needs to work with us all day long. It helps his coat. We can see a huge difference. And there was even a gap in the shipment because they ship it right here. And you stick it in your freezer and we're ready to give it to him. You just take it out, set it out for about 10 minutes, sit it down, and he eats every bit of it. And the gap that we had in our order, because we didn't get it placed in time, we put him back on, he's always got access to kibble, but we noticed he was sleeping so much more for those few days. And it was fine, it's no big deal. He'll sleep outside, he's learning to take naps out here, even if we're doing something, sometimes, or we put him up in his crate. But we are in love with that Mave, and we've partnered with him now for a few months, so his body's really responding to it. And at 1 year and 3 months old, he's still in the developmental stages. So his muscle definition, his immune system, everything I know is being boosted by that, way more so than the kibble and the cans can provide. And quite honestly, you put that stuff down in front of him instead of Mave, he kind of looks at you like a little snob. Yeah, he's a little spoiled, but we are very pleased with Mave. We love that we know the ingredients. We can read them right there on the bag. You can see them in their food. It's awesome. So if you guys are interested, for your first order, you get 20% off if you use our code DOSACRES. And I just gotta say, I don't think we're ever gonna be able to take them off of it. We love this stuff.
So while Kyle was getting ready this morning, Bruno and I came and took a little sneak peek of the trail to see how it was looking.
Rude.
And
that's cheat codes.
I have to say, I'm looking to see if it's still here. When we came out here, I don't know if this is true or not, but I swear I got hissed at by a turtle. I'm not even kidding. It caught my ear all of a sudden because we're walking down, and right over here in this area, there was a turtle, and I swear it hissed at me, and I was like, what in the world was that? So I had to try to keep Bruno distracted and keep him going so he didn't try to pick it up.
Well, and that's why he hissed, because he spent 3 days going from the front of the property all the way back here. Bruno will pick him up and take him back to the front of the property, and that guy's gotta hate Bruno. Bruno is a turtle mover. And those guys pop out of their shell for the first time and they're like, oh, where am I? I just traveled forever to get over there.
Poor
Thanks,
turtles.
Bruno. Hey, here's another one of our natural little
This
streams.
one is really cool. This one and where it leads to.
This is our newest path that we cut through here, and it kind of divides our trail along the back at the midpoint so that we can come up where we just came in. And look at that natural water flow. That's beautiful.
It's so pretty.
I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear it, but you can actually hear the stream running.
It's so relaxing. And this is one of the things I absolutely love about our property is because we have all these ravines and hills, it drains itself basically.
It does. No, it really does.
I know we have the pond
great.
up front, but as far as the rest of the property goes, it doesn't ever have standing water anywhere, which is really awesome.
Look at that. There's another fork right there.
Yep.
And it's funny because you can't really see the water right here, but this is part of what it's like having rock in your soil. We talk about that. We've got so much rock out here that water is traveling underground and then spits out right there and starts a new stream. That's incredible. It is likely also runoff from this hill kind of meeting up with it from over here.
Well, and where it all meets together is really cool looking too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take you over there and show that.
Sounds good.
Speaking of our elevation change, we're not even at the highest point yet.
No,
but
Bruno's even 15, 20 feet above me.
yeah.
What'd you find, Bruno,
Doesn't
man?
this look so different, you guys? I mean, just about a month ago, there was no green out here, and it has completely transformed. It's a Flora Rose something.
You don't know.
I do know.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it's beautiful and ugly at the same time because those are all thorns in there.
It's very thorny. Multiflora rose.
Multiflora.
Multiflora.
Multiflora. Man, this trail looks a little bit different than the last time we brought you guys back here.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling them. It is so green now. I can't get over how different my morning walks are now with Bruno.
But here's what I'm talking about as far as the underbrush and affecting the health of our trees. Because I'm officially pronouncing one of our trees that I really liked beyond repair. That big white oak that forks up to like a Y over there, I think it's suffering from the same disease or whatever the tree on the corner that's deteriorating.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna lose that guy.
Sad.
There's no buds or anything on it. Yeah, he's done for. Uh-oh. The rain is
Here's
here.
the rain. Let's go this way.
So crazily enough, I don't think we had anything fall in those winds yesterday out here. And I think it's partly due to the fact that all of these trees kind of break up the wind and they don't really get that direct straight line wind constantly. And I don't know, it's just incredible how standing dead trees even can withstand that kind of wind pressure.
It's just so different.
Is.
It's so fun.
It literally looks like a different piece of property season to season.
And that's probably one of my favorite things about living in Southwest Missouri is we get to experience all 4 seasons. And I love all 4 seasons because we only have them for a short amount of time. It's not like we have 8 months of winter and snow and ice. It's a few months.
Yeah, when we talk about the weather, we have some viewers up in Wisconsin and up north, anywhere up there. Yeah, and we're like, hey, we're getting rain and spring-like windy weather, and they're like, yeah, thank you, it's snow up here. I'm like, oh, sorry. Yeah. But we'll call you when it's 106 degrees here, and I think you're gonna be pleased with your temperatures. No, I can see you scheming. I can see you scheming. Hey, that cowboy hat actually helps with that. The full brim
does it?
Out of your face. Yeah. Bruno was going to come to my rescue, and then he saw you laughing and
That's
said,
funny.
"Nah."
He's gonna pay me back, guys.
He's just hunting through
That's
the
what
woods.
Kyle does.
Oh, I'm just going to trip you by the puddle down here.
Oh, thanks.
I'm kidding. So when you guys ask about our goats, someday we want to use them as natural mowers to help us with the underbrush, because by summer, all that coralberry, which are the little leafy things you see down here, it will be so thick in here that you won't be able to see the floor. And a lot of ticks. Bruno's still going to run through it, so the goats would be great for cleaning that up. And now that I have screwed those insulators into the trees for the steers, I'm giving Shannon free reign to screw into my trees out here to build a perimeter wherever you want
Did you hear that?
for my goats.
I'm still shocked. I'm speechless.
Yeah, but what you missed is that
what
I'm
I've been
putting you up to the work.
That's fine. I'll start doing it a little bit at a time every morning whenever I come out and do my walks with Bruno.
Well, we were talking about, I think with the goats, they are so acclimated to their electric fence, they never hit it, they don't test it. I can have it off for weeks at a time if I need to work on anything, or sometimes just forget.
Yeah.
And I think we could get away with 2 strands.
I do too, because really, we just need to keep them in a confined space, and we'll let Herc be with them wherever
sure.
it is that we put them. As
Yeah.
we're moving them, Herc will move with them.
His role will be very important out here because this is where our predator pressure exists.
Isn't this so pretty, guys?
Show him,
there's
Bruno, man. He just runs around while we're walking the trail and comes and checks in with a drive-by every so often.
That's what he does when we come on our walks every morning.
He says, the trail is for you, the woods is for me.
Here's the other thing. All of these are baby oak saplings.
Yep.
The goats would love to eat all of those, and that would help our big trees be able to get the nourishment that they need.
Well, because you see right here, these are saplings that are, 5-10 years old, and they're already 15, 20 feet tall, and they're
But look at this tree.
stealing from this massive oak right here.
Always doing it.
It's a big tree.
Tree hugger.
I am.
It is a big tree though.
That is a beautiful tree. I gotta be honest, I'm not 100% sure if that's on our property. we're pretty
Yeah,
close.
I think it's right on our property. I believe the property line is just on the other side.
I agree with you. Hey, you know what? We know those folks, and if he ever needs that tree for anything, I'll donate it.
Speaking of our neighbors,
Oh, yeah.
they did have a couple of trees come down, so we're gonna go over there today and see if they need some help cutting them up, because they're in their 70s, and I think they did have to do some cutting up. Kyle told me this, I haven't gone that direction yet, but I think they did have to do some cutting up just to get some limbs out of the road. But it's, from what Kyle said, it's a pretty big tree.
I think there's at least 2 of them, and they were right there in their front yard, and their front yard is kind of manicured, so
Yeah.
I would assume it's trees that were probably pretty and big and been around a long time, because they've lived there over 40 years now.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for them, and I don't know what their plans are. If they've got people coming to help or whatever, that's fine, but I'm gonna offer. See, because
That's what neighbors do,
it's
right?
like right in front of their house. So I hope they can get out at least, and yeah, we'll go check
So here
on
in a
them.
little bit, we're gonna go check on them and see how they're doing. I have to be really careful. This is way more steep than it looks like on camera, I'm sure.
Yeah, go up it on a 4-wheeler or tractor, and
Yeah.
it'll make you pucker.
But this is where that other ravine that we showed you, it kind of comes together.
Oh, they're gonna see my junk pile.
It's okay. This to me, I could just sit and listen to this. About to have a drive-by.
This beautiful, Mom. Hey, hi, thanks.
Hey.
You enjoying it?
Are you having fun?
Of course. He likes to find where it comes from and get a drink along the way.
He loves fresh water.
Just so you know, you have about 12 seconds before his urine makes it down to the water you're playing in.
It even rained so much it weighed down all of our May apples.
Yeah.
Pushed them over. So the cool thing is we do have a pretty good little puddle right here, but it keeps going. It goes past our junk pile right there, and it flows on over to the neighbor's property. So it's like it just keeps going, and we never have much standing water.
Yeah, which I'm good with that. That'll help keep the mosquitoes down a little bit, and it's always nice to be able to walk around out here and not be slipping and sliding in mud that stays around for weeks. And the whole rainy season is what it would do, basically.
Yeah. This is a prime example of where the goats would love to come eat.
Yeah.
So when we talk about getting them out to graze, this is one of the areas that they come over and feed on.
Yeah, that coral berry is basically what was taking over Goatville when we first built Goatville. It looked thicker than this, if I'm being honest.
Oh, it absolutely did.
It was summertime, I believe, and so this will get very much worse by the summer. But that's exactly what Goatville looked like, and now Goatville it's still beautiful ugly, but we love it. We know it's better than it was.
It's way better than it was.
I love it.
I'm gonna keep taking the path so you guys can see where we're getting ready to spit out at. Whoop.
Careful.
And here's our goat yard and goat shelter.
Blue just spotted us. I think she's the only one that knows we're over here so far.
Look how much work they've done on that hay.
Oh, I am calling the guy today.
That's fantastic.
Hi, buddy.
Hi, Herkman.
How are you today, big guy? Oh yeah, and some of the limbs that came down in the storm and some that I had just trimmed, the nice thing about those is I can bring them over here as snacks for the goats.
It's true.
So it started a bunch of fights. They stripped all the bark. They had a great time with it, scratching their head on it. Spruce was talking to everybody, but we do try to recycle things that come down that have leaves on them that we know they can eat, and they love it.
Good morning. Are you hungry, Earl? Is that what you're trying to say?
Good boy, Bruno.
Well, hey, welcome to the party.
Helicopter tail. He came sprinting out of the woods when he realized we came over to see the goats and Herc.
We tried to tell you.
Hi, buddy. Well, we just wanted to assess the storm damage. I know, bub, we're coming in. And see where all the rain goes. It's just a joy for us, and this is really nice, peaceful. The temperature's perfect.
It's quiet out here.
It's
you don't
great.
hear traffic. You don't hear guineas.
The guineas are
It is
a big
very
factor.
peaceful out here right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain. So we do have some more showers coming a little bit later, and I think they're supposed to kind of evolve into an actual thunderstorm. I don't know. Around here, they just kind of call for everything for about 6 hours leading up to it, and then when it hits, they're like, see, we were right, and they just pick the one. That's the best job in the world, right? just be as wrong as possible and just guess a little better as it gets real close. Sorry, I like to poke fun. We watch the weather a lot.
Kyle watches the weather a lot. I just depend on him.
Okay, we're gonna beat the rain with the feedings, and hopefully we can come to an agreement on that chicken run and coop setup before too long so that we can actually make some progress.
I hope so.
It's all part of the game. You gotta learn, gotta work together, compromise, and then do what your wife wants. Guys, we love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
That's the spot. Yep. 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 Oh, yep. Yep. Ouija, are you hungry? Yep. 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 Is your foot
Those
itch?
feel good.
Yep. 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 Yep.
You're a goof troop.